Dating as a single mom is so hard, and it forces you to not go.
Dating as a single mom is really freaking hard.
I think being out of a relationship as a mom and starting to date again can be very scary.
What the is going on? What is going on out?
The reality is, men have updated their status, refusing to settle for a single mother.
We gotta talk about this idea that if men open up to women, that women will use it against them.
Let's talk dating, but in your 40s and also a single mom. I swear it's the Wild West out there, you guys.
So the guy that I have been dating just broke up with me.
In the dating world, men are the only ones who aren't allowed to have dating preferences. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
I think some men are intimidated by single moms because, like, most of the time you have your shit together. Some of us don't, but most of us.
There is so much negativity around single moms.
If you are a single mom or a mother dating with children, raise your standards. Raise your standards right now.
I'm starting to feel like people don't understand how hard it is to be a single mom until you see that single mom.
It is so hard to date. And then just like imagine being a single parent trying to...
40% of babies that are being born right now are being born to single mothers.
I agree.
Okay, who's looking for a single mom with 3 kids who takes care of all of her own shit? Just a lover girl by heart, likes to be sarcastic, you know, homebody. Someone who just likes to like chill out most of the time, get really laugh, watch TikTok videos. Who's looking for that? I mean, I don't wear sweatshirts all the time at home, guys.
Nobody.
I stopped listening at single mom. I've looked in the comments and it's interesting. Some men were actually open to the idea, right up until she mentioned she has 3 kids. Heck, most men wouldn't even consider dating a woman with 1 child, let alone 3. That's why I strongly believe single mothers should be dating single fathers. It just makes more sense because dating for women with children is already hard enough. But it always raises a question that's impossible to ignore. If she has all these amazing qualities she mentioned, why is she single? Why didn't a man take her seriously when she was with him? It's not about bashing anyone, but it's a logical point that men think about. If she's as great as she claims, where's the track record of men stepping up to commit to her? The truth is, many men view this situation as high risk. They're not just dating the woman, they're potentially stepping into a parental role for children that aren't theirs.
You let him hit it raw, you didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom, now you a single mom.
Dating in your 30s as a single mom is so ghetto. Like, you're gonna tell me that I have maybe 2 free weekends, if I'm lucky, in a month, and then you're gonna waste my time on one of those days? You must be insane. This is why, like, I kind of want to give up on dating because, you know, you have limited free time and then you want to be wasting it. Like,
I feel like the hardest part about dating as a single mom is that I have kids and I don't want no more. And then I also don't want to date a baby dad. A lot of these guys without kids want to have a kid. You see what the problem is? Am I really going to sacrifice my body, my time, my everything again for another man to satisfy his needs again? You really have to be worthy of me for that, because I already f***ed up once and I gave someone that isn't. I share kids with somebody already. I don't want no more kids. I'm so happy with my kids. I really just have to fucking be head over heels in love with you for me to want to have your fucking kids. If they don't have kids and they would like to have a kid of their own, I'm just like, well, like, should I continue to talk to you or not? Because I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I just don't know if I'm gonna get there. I'm sorry.
I'm glad she understands what her issues are. This is a single mum who won't date single dads But she also won't date single men because those men might want kids, and she doesn't want to sacrifice her body again. Yet, those same men are expected to sacrifice everything for her. She wants a man who will accept her child, but refuses to give him one of his own. What's funny about that is the fact that she said the man has to be worthy of having kids with her. Are you serious, madam? That, right there, is a problem in itself. The entitlement is unreal. She already had a child with a man who in many cases wasn't even fully committed to her, yet now she's acting as if a future man has to earn the right to build a family with her. That's just funny. It's the classic case of a woman who made her choices early on, but now wants to rewrite the rules when it benefits her. She wants a man to invest in her and her child, yet she refuses to invest in him the way he deserves.
Okay, this is your sign. If you know a single mom, like, just send her a message and just tell her like something nice, okay? Because it is rough out here, okay? It is really, really rough out here. And there are days where you just feel so defeated, so alone, and just don't know like what to do or like where to turn to. And like, mind you, it's not all days, but like today is one of those days, y'all.
All right, I'm gonna get straight to this. I want a partner. I want to find a husband. I want to find a partner. I am ready. I've prayed on it and I've done all the work, all the self-growth. I have invested in myself to become the best woman, the best version, the best partner, the best future wife. And the problem now is, where are those men? All right? Can't find them on social media. I mean, some women do. I have not. Dating apps are terrible. I go to church, but I don't meet no one at church. I work from home, so I don't step out a lot. Where are they? Are they in the US? Are they in another country? What do we do? Us women that are ready. We're ready to commit. I've done the job. I'm just waiting up. And it sucks. And I know other girls feel this.
We are not looking anymore. We're here just done with dating period. But good luck, he's out there somewhere. We are overseas, where women are traditional, with all jokes aside. Most men are happy with just being alone. Way too much drama with women these days. It's amusing, really, because many of these women in their 30s act like they're doing men a favor by finally being ready to settle down. Where was this energy in their 20s when they had all the time in the world? What's even funnier is how some of them genuinely think they deserve applause for realizing that casual flings and finding themselves don't compare to the stability and partnership they turned down earlier. The reality is, men are more aware than ever. They see through this desperation disguised as newfound commitment. It's not about finding love or a partner anymore. For many, it's about not wanting to face the consequences of their earlier choices alone. Many women are announcing that they've done the self-work, like this woman has, or that they're finally ready for a husband. Like, okay, congratulations on no longer being for the streets. Honestly, it's like expecting a gold medal for cleaning up the mess you made of your own life.
So frustrating when people are like, girl, you need to date someone who likes you. What the f do you think I was doing? I thought the man liked me. I wouldn't be in this situation.
When you start dating a woman and she lets you know that she is a mother, a single mother, that is your choice right then and there to decide if that's going to be for you or not. Don't waste her time, because when she makes the time for you, that's a choice that she's making, and you should appreciate it. And if you don't appreciate it, then guess what? She has a choice to make too, and best believe she will make that choice.
Overweight single mom who lives with her parents wants man who makes $5 million a year to marry her under a prenuptial agreement that he doesn't have access to the wealth in a trust that she doesn't know the rules of or how much is in it. Does that summarize it?
Yeah, but I get it. I'm overweight.
That's not the key and point. What I'm looking at is the idea versus the reality of the thing.
I think what he's just trying to say, it's a bit not realistic. I mean, $5 million a year.
And I keep saying that these are my standards right now. It can change when I meet the right man. God doesn't know what he's going to put for me.
Why would God send a man with $5 million to suffer?
What?
I'm sorry, wait, how would he suffer? How would he suffer?
If we are to assume for a moment that you think, okay, I'm a prize or I'm the prize or whatever, I wonder if women ever internalize this in their prayer of the thing I want. I want thing, I pray for thing. That you might, right? And if you did, why would God send a man to suffer for you?
All they seem to care about is money. Nothing is said about love and how they treat men. Millionaires prefer to buy a brand new top-quality cars fresh off the lot, not a run-down ride with high mileage. No man that's got $5 million wanna marry a overweight single mum that lives with her parents still. Logic out the door on this one. A lot of women say they have standards, but what do they base their standards on? Many confuse standards with delusion, and delusion for standards. This single mom here is absolutely delusional if she really expects a man making $5 million to marry her under a prenuptial agreement that he doesn't even have access to. It's one thing to have preferences, but it's another to believe that just because a woman wants something, she automatically deserves it. High-value men have options, and the reality is, they're not lining up to commit to single mothers, especially not under unfair conditions where they're expected to provide everything while having no financial protection themselves. This is entitlement at its peak. A woman who already comes with responsibilities and baggage should understand that a man of that caliber isn't looking to sign up for a deal where he has everything to lose and nothing to gain.
I just think it's insane to think that a pandemic postponed my wedding. What are the odds? Like, I'm not dating anyone, but this for sure pushed it back.
TikTok, you are the gift that keeps on giving. You turned my world upside down yesterday. I'm still completely floored by the responses that I got, and I now know that a man does not feel intimidated by a woman approaching them. He's flattered by it and in fact encourages it. So ladies, shoot your shot. And let's keep this trend going, okay? I would like to know more. Guys, leave me 1 comment, 2 comments, 3 comments, because you know I read them all. Let me know what you think women should know that perhaps they don't. Give us a clue, because why not make it easier for all of us across the board, right? Let me know. Make it a great day.
We gotta talk about this idea that if men open up to women, that women will use it against them. That is abuse. That has nothing to do with being vulnerable. If somebody is taking where you expressed emotion or your feelings and someone takes that and throws it back in your face, whether it be an argument, being sarcastic, putting you down, or criticizing you, that has nothing to do with men opening up and being vulnerable. That is abuse. It goes both ways for women too.
That idea is absolutely true. In some cases, when men open up to their wives instead of being met with understanding and support, their vulnerability gets weaponized against them. It's one of the main reasons many men choose to keep their emotions bottled up. They fear that sharing their struggles or insecurities will later be used as ammunition in arguments or to undermine their masculinity. There are many personal discussions where men state that their wives laughs at them when they open up. So once again, that idea is absolutely true.
So Miley Cyrus has reminded us all that we can buy our own flowers and we can find our own happiness. Well, while that is all true, I don't know about you, but I miss being a wife. I miss holding hands and dancing in the kitchen and intimacy and having history with someone, deep conversations, all of those amazing, wonderful things. So let us not forget that when love is healthy, it is a very, very beautiful thing in our life.
Had another bad date the other day. Got ghosted. Super exciting. Try to put everything out there like, hey, not skinny. So I feel like it's kind of my biggest flaw because I have a pretty good personality, but I don't know. I just hate meeting somebody and then having them ghost, and then like I just get so much anxiety, and like I just want to know, can you just like be a man? Like we're not like in our 20s, like this guy's like 42. Can you say, sorry, don't like you? Anyway, yeah, fun times.
So I'm from Arizona, and we all know how bad the dating scene is in Arizona. You know, it's like, I think, the second worst state to date in. On top of that, I'm a mom. I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom since my son was born. Before that, actually, since I got pregnant. But let me tell you how hard it is dating in Arizona as a single mom. Like, absolutely impossible. I have just recently started putting myself back out there because I do. Like, I'm a very lovey girl. I need it. I want it. I'm ready for it. However, I put myself out there, and literally it's impossible. I went on a couple dates. They weren't great. I had one that I thought went well, and we made another date, and then he told me that he was uncomfortable that I have a kid, even though we talked about my kid on the date. So I might just cut out dating apps altogether and say F it and leave Arizona.
This is just the ups and downs that come with dating as a single mother. The games, the frustration, and the struggle to find a man who takes her seriously. Many men see dating a single mother as a burden, questioning why they should invest their time, energy, and resources into raising another man's child. Others may entertain the idea, but never fully commit, leading to a cycle of disappointment and heartbreak. On top of that, single mothers often find themselves dealing with men who only want something casual, avoiding real responsibility or long-term commitment. The constant balancing act between parenting, work, and trying to find love can be exhausting, leaving many feeling stuck in an endless loop of rejection and unfulfilled expectations. At the end of the day, it all comes down to making bad decisions of the men they choose to procreate with. Not in all cases, of course, but most.
At some point, you're going to want a man to take you serious. Yeah. And how many kids are you going to want him to take you serious with? I got 3. It's hard out here with 3 kids trying to find a man that want to fuck with you. You get what I'm saying? You got no kids, you can't find a man really want to fuck with you. Not me having 3 kids. A man trying to find a man to fuck with me. You get what I'm saying?
So my friend, like, she has 2 kids. Both are like teenagers now, and like the thing that I don't like is like when she dates guys and then they fall out or something, they'll be like, out of here, I'll be feeding you and your kids. Like, they be trying to throw it back in their face, and it's like, that's why I can only imagine how hard it is being a single mom.
It's not even like, it is throw it back in your face, but it's like I said, expectations and it's the reality of the situation. Because the reality is I could go deal with a woman that don't have no kids. So I chose you 100%. And your kids. You need to be appreciative of that shit, because it's not easy for a man to look at some kids that's not his and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do that for these kids.
What it's like dating as a single mom, part 2. So yeah, like I said, a lot of men jump into this with the idea that like I'm looking for someone to play daddy. I personally am not. My child has a father and he does his thing. She doesn't need a second father. No, I'm good off of that. What I personally am looking for is a partnership, and a lot of men get that confused. I think some men are intimidated by single moms because like most of the time you have your shit together. Some of us don't, but most of us do. You're very mature, like you have like, I'm very much about like, I take care of my kid by myself. Like I don't have a lot of family help, none of that. So like full-blown adult taking care of a kid. You can't just hit me up for a sneaky link. You can't just invite me out on a date tomorrow asking me today. Like I need a plan, like I need structure because I have a kid that needs a babysitter. I personally don't introduce the fact that I have a child to everybody either. Everybody needs to know that. That's my business. That's not your business. And if we're just dating casually, like, and especially if I don't see this going beyond just like 1 or 2 dates, like that's a waste of time. Not doing it. Like for part 3.
Intimidated by what exactly? Let's be real. It's not intimidation, it's practicality. A lot of men see single mums and decide that's just not the route they want to take. And honestly, it's a smart financial decision. It's not about fear or insecurity, as this woman just claimed. It's about looking at the bigger picture. Men aren't intimidated by single moms. They're just being logical. They know that their resources, time, and energy will be divided. And for many, that's not the type of relationship they envision for themselves. It's not about being cruel or dismissive. It's about choosing what aligns with their long-term goals and values. Let's not forget the baggage that often comes with the situation. Co-parenting dynamics, the involvement of an ex-partner, and the potential for drama can make the relationship feel more like a challenge than a partnership.
40% of babies that are being born right now are being born to single mothers. 40%. I saw this in a video and I was like, there's no way. It can't be that high. It can't be that bad. Society can't be that bad right now. And I Googled it. And there you have it. 40% outside of wedlock. I am so scared for the future. If we think our society is weak now, imagine all these kids that are being raised right now by single moms and what that's going to create for the future. Most of the people that are in jail were raised by a single mom. Why is having a baby taken so lightly these days? This is the biggest decision that you will ever make in your life. Having a baby and who you will have the baby with. Stop having kids out of wedlock. If you don't think the person is good enough to marry, then why would that person be good enough to have a baby with?
Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I came on here. Yes, I have a broken nail. If you saw that, no, you didn't. Because I just wanted to state the obvious that the dating world is absolutely fucking trash. I've always been a single mom. That's nothing new. I've always taken care of my kids. But I've been single for 6 months. And in that time period, have I ran across some fucking jokes. Like, y'all really be funny out here. If a single full-time mom gives you her time of day, do not come in her world and fucking cause chaos. Like, do yourself a favor and walk the fuck out as quickly as you walk the fuck in. Like, and don't hit me with questions like, how are you going to make time for me? Sir, after that comment, I'm not. You won't get a response from me because you're not going to make me feel like I have to compete with my children and you. Yeah. Have a good day.
Well, that is a very valid question to ask, especially when dating a single mother who might be busy all the time. Dating someone who's juggling kids, work, and other responsibilities can make it challenging to build a meaningful connection. If she's constantly busy and doesn't have the time or energy to truly get to know the guy she's dating, then it raises the question of whether she's in the right place to be dating at all. What it seems to me is that this woman shouldn't be dating at the moment. If she can't invest the necessary time to nurture a relationship, she's essentially setting both herself and the guy up for frustration. It's not just about availability, it's about priorities. If her current priority is her kids, and her life is too hectic to focus on a partner, then it's better to take a step back and wait until she can give the relationship the attention it deserves. Entering the dating scene without the capacity to fully engage only wastes time for both parties involved.
I'm a woman, so you're telling me something that I'm telling you is not true. I look at myself as an alpha female. The reason I'm not bigger, I'm not stronger. Lord knows I can't wait till an alpha male comes in my life and takes over. I'm an alpha female because I am the head of my household. So how a man would be a head of his household and run things, I have to do that until a man comes in and does that. Yes, I am an alpha. The bills are paid by me. My kids are taken care of by me. I run everything that goes on in my life and my children's life to a T. Nothing does not move unless it moves through me. I'm an alpha female. I'm in the working field. I'm competitively in the working field.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not beneath any.
Ma'am, just because you're paying bills and taking care of your business doesn't make you an alpha. It makes you an adult. Handling responsibilities like work, bills, and daily life is the bare minimum of functioning as an independent person, not some badge of superiority. Honestly, I don't know what kind of man you're hoping to attract or step into your life when you're running around calling yourself an alpha female. Most men aren't looking for someone to compete with. They're looking for someone to complement them. When a woman brands herself as an alpha, it often comes off as aggressive, combative, and overly self-centered. And she demonstrates that perfectly. Men don't want to feel like they're entering a power struggle when dating someone. They want peace, partnership, and mutual respect. And let's be real, constantly emphasizing your alpha status can be a major turnoff. It screams, I don't need a man, but I want one to fill some space in my life.
Another data that's deeply concerning when you look at from 1940, the percentage of kids that were born to a single mother in 1940 was 4%. 1940, 4%. That means 96% of kids that were born in 1940 were born in a household of a mom and a dad. In today, we went from 4% in 1940 to 40% today. Whoa. That's 10x, a data we do not want to be bragging about. By the way, worldwide, we're the worst when you look at data. China, India, they keep it together. We don't keep it together. Middle Easterns, they keep it together. Muslims keep it together. But in America, we've gone a completely different way.
Okay, help me here. Why do guys that I'm interested in end up not wanting to pursue me? And then guys that I'm not interested in pursue me and pursue me hard and do not give up? Please make it make sense.
You're probably shopping for people that aren't shopping for you. She says she's around 40 and has 2 kids. I made a follow-up video saying that a bunch of guys were hateful in her comments. I didn't read the comments. I'm sure they were. It's the internet. Welcome. I'm going to guess that as an almost 40-year-old woman with 2 kids, you want a man who is probably attractive, that you're attracted to at the very least, who is established and around your age. People hate to hear it, but an attractive, well-established man in his late 30s, early 40s has a lot to choose from. And there are very few people that would choose to date someone with kids over someone without kids. It's harsh. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I think you should rank what's important to you in someone. Like, 1, are they a good person? 2, do I have a good time with them? 3, are they someone I would want my kids to be around? 4, is it someone I could live a life with, whether it be their financial situation, their goals, their lifestyle? Do they want kids? Do they want more kids? Do I want more kids? Not me, you. And then lastly should be looks. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Far too often in dating, people's priorities are messed up.
Beauty is a depreciating asset, and for some reason, many women can't seem to wrap their heads around that. They operate as if their youth and looks will always give them leverage, ignoring the fact that time is working against them. This is why you see so many women hitting their 30s and 40s, wondering why the men they desire aren't checking for them anymore. This single mother with 2 kids is complaining that the men she wants don't want her, while the men who do want her aren't good enough for her. The irony is that this woman has limited options, yet she behaves as if she's the prize that men should fight for. She wants top-tier men to accept her as she is, yet she won't accept an average, hard-working man who's willing to build with her. In most cases, the type of men these single mothers want are men without children. Men who are financially stable, successful, and capable of providing for them. But here's the real question. Why would he do that when there are millions of other women he can choose from?
And this is the thing, like, men think it's enough to just say, hey, I think you're beautiful, I want to take you on a date. But let's just think about this. Let's just think about if you want to ask a single mom on a date, just have a think about the mental load that she's going through. Have a think about the stress that she's going through being the breadwinner of the house and the financial pressures that she has. Unfortunately, the last thing on our mind is going on a date when we're thinking, crap, I've got to pay that electricity bill. Crap, I've got to heat the home. Crap, I've got to pay the council tax. Our mind is filled with stuff that it's so important, like it's necessity. We don't have the luxury to be like, do you know what, I'm going to put that on the back burner, I'm just going to go and have some fun. Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it? So if you are approaching a single mum to date them, just bear that in mind. That we've got a lot on our plate. And if you do want to take on a mum that has children, think, how can I provide value? How can I help? Because if you can't, please leave us alone. We're already dealing with enough.
I don't understand why her mental load and stress should be a man's problem. They are not together. All the things this woman is describing, stress, financial struggles, juggling responsibilities, are things that all adults have to deal with. It's not just exclusive to single mothers. Life is tough for everyone, but somehow she believes a man should come in and ease her burden, as if she's entitled to that. If a single mother is having financial issues, struggling to pay her bills, and feeling overwhelmed with life, then the last thing she should be focused on is dating. How does it make sense to bring someone else into the equation when she can't even manage what's already on her plate? Dating is a luxury, not a necessity, and if she's looking for a man just to lighten her load, that's not a relationship. It's a financial bailout. The real issue is that too many women feel entitled to a man who will come in and rescue them, instead of taking accountability for the choices that put them in that situation in the first place. Every adult has those responsibilities, not just single mothers.
I'm sure I'm not the only one out here who is experiencing this. Apparently, the world cannot handle me as a single woman. I can't just be single. They have to connect me with somebody. I can't sit somewhere with someone who is a male and not expect to hear that I am dating them, sleeping with them, fooling around with them, whatever. Actually, I wish I was doing half the things that I've heard that I am doing. A lot more fun.
So let me get this straight. These single moms think that they are the prize. They think that they deserve 100% of the privilege of having 100% custody of their children simply by existing. They automatically assume that they are the better parent, and they tell the fathers to fight harder, even though the fathers have already paid over $100,000 to fight harder, even though she's never had to fight in the first place. She'll always claim that she's the better parent and her baby daddy is such a deadbeat, but she'll leave out the parts where she moved so far away that he can't help her on the day-to-day. She'll claim that her baby daddy doesn't pay enough in child support, but she'll leave out the parts where she overspends and expects his child support to compensate for her overspending and her poor financial planning. She'll claim that she's the better parent because she's mentally and emotionally stable, even though behind closed doors she can't even stand to have her kids excessively for over 2 weeks. She'll cry about doing everything by herself. She'll hold in resentment. She'll take it out on her children because she never wanted those children in the first place. She'll claim that her baby daddy is so narcissistic and was so abusive, but she'll leave out the parts where she actually had a choice in the baby making process. She'll also leave out the parts where she's legally abused him, emotionally abused him, withheld his children, used the children as a pawn, and only wanted control. And it was never about the children, but it was only about her self-validation as a mother and her need for control and controlling him and her kids. She'll leave out the part where she has all of these rules for her baby daddy about having multiple women around the children, even though she'll have multiple dudes around her kids, and claim that it's not like that. Oh, and the best part about it is that she doesn't want her baby daddy back. She thinks he's a piece of crap loser. But guess what? She doesn't want him to move on either. She doesn't even want him to get a promotion. And if he gets a promotion, guess what? They're back in court because she needs more money.
I believe that if you initiate the breakup of the family, you should not be the primary parent. Too many women make the decision to walk away from their relationships, often for reasons that have nothing to do with abuse or neglect, yet they still expect full custody of the kids and financial support from the father. If you willingly destroy the family unit, why should you get the privilege of being the primary parent while expecting the man to fund your life? That's not accountability, that's entitlement. The reason why so many single mothers feel like they're the prize is because society enables them. They're constantly told they're strong and independent for raising kids alone, even if they were the ones who chose to leave a good man. They expect praise for being single mums, yet they simultaneously demand that men step in and take responsibility for them and their children. They want the benefits of being both independent and dependent, depending on what suits them at the moment.
Here are things that are deal breakers for men dating single moms. Many men won't even date single moms because they've experienced some of these things more than once. So what are they? Let's get into it. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what I know. And I know that men are turned off by these things when it comes to dating single women. 1, women who say that their child is their whole world. Do not say this. Your child is not your whole world. Your child is a huge part of your world, but I would hope that your world has much more going on in it than your kid and your motherly duties. While they are important, and I, for one, am grateful to all the great moms out there raising kids, you need to be able to care for yourself and put yourself at a high priority so that you can be fulfilled and you can bring a fulfilled self not only to your child, but to a man in a relationship. That is a red flag. The other red flag is when you're on a date with your person and phone is constantly going off and you're half listening to what he's saying, but looking to see what Brittany, Trevor, and Emily are doing at home. If you hire a sitter, let the sitter handle everything. That's why you hired a sitter. Or you left them with grandma, grandpa, whatever the deal is. Like, leave the child to be okay with whomever is watching them. Not everything is an emergency. The whole world is not going to collapse because you went on a date. The third thing that people can't stand about single mothers is this last minute cancellation thing because, Sabrina has a toothache or a sore throat and now all of a sudden at the last minute you need to cancel a date. That's not going to fly. So handle your shit. Learn how to date. If you're a single mom, I teach single moms how to date effectively, appropriately, and with power, purpose, clarity, empowerment, so that they can attract the best possible person for them.
I've got to say, these are pretty valid points, especially the one about men who have dated single mothers and won't do it again. A lot of the time, the reason these men avoid going down that path is because of how they were treated in those relationships. They often felt like they were at the bottom of the priority list, like they were put at number 3, or worse, even further down. Think about it. When a man invests his time, energy, and emotions into a relationship, he wants to feel valued and appreciated. But in these situations, he's frequently competing for attention and importance with the kids, the ex, and everything else going on in her life. While it's understandable that her children come first, no one wants to feel like an afterthought all the time. For many men, it's not about being selfish, it's about self-respect. They've experienced firsthand what it feels like to pour into a relationship where they're not truly prioritized, and they don't want to go through that again.